All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here. I'm your host with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I'm really excited to be back because I've been gone for a little while. I know we didn't have an episode yesterday, but I'm excited to share some thoughts and ideas and strategies with you. I attended an amazing mastermind event that we had over in Houston over the last few days. And we had over, believe it or not, we had over 5,000 investors and entrepreneurs in attendance at this mastermind. And it was an amazing time for me to be able to learn and spend some time with my personal mentors, but also spend time mentoring many of my own clients and business partners. And, during this weekend, I was able to learn a lot, and I was able to really identify some critical keys to success that I see is helping people to really crush the marketplace. And make no mistake, there are definitely men and women, truly crushing it all over the globe right now in life and in business. So, I started thinking to myself, what is the big difference that some people are doing and others aren't? Why are some, what separates certain people from others? Because I know a lot of people are struggling right now, but I can tell you, whether it's investing or business or life in general, there are some people that are really killing it right now and doing an amazing job. And so throughout this week, I'd like to share a couple of ideas and principles and strategies that I picked up from my mentors and from some people that I spoke with that just created some awareness. And I hope that these are things that might be able to give you a degree of inspiration, motivation, and even some ideas to help you apply in your own business. So what I want to do today is I want to share with you a particular idea that was discussed. And it's a way that I believe that you can help to navigate your business in the current marketplace. But it's also the way you're going to create some massive results in your business and in your life moving forward. And here's the thought. In order to truly maximize your results and navigate the ups and downs in your life, because look, we all know that there are times you do really well and times that you really struggle. But you have to understand, accept, and deal with the fact that there are seasons that you're going to go through. And just like the weather, you will undoubtedly go through all 4 seasons in your business and in your life as well. So I want to discuss with you those seasons and what you can do to truly capitalize on these different times and change your strategy during these times. And then I'm going to share with you the real key, the number one takeaway that I found that will help you to crush all 4 seasons in your life and in your business. So let's talk about this for a minute. What are the seasons? And I'm going to back up real quick because I do want to make sure that I consistently give you the quote of the day out of the Daily Mastermind mobile app. And so if you're not getting the Daily Mastermind mobile app quote of the day, I really recommend you download that free app because it's something that just triggers that reticular activating system in your mind and keeps you focused on success. And the quote today was, "Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage." Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And that really applies to what we're talking about today because all of us are going to go through seasons in our business and in our life. And you've heard me talk about this before because my partner in the personal development company, Robert Stuberg, talks about these seasons and cycles we go through. And, so let's start with spring. What happens in springtime? You're planting your seeds. You're optimistic about the summer. You kind of feel like you have a fresh start. Some of us feel this way at the beginning of the year because we feel like we can, just get a new start and it's fresh and we're coming out of the winter and we feel very optimistic about what we're doing. So we know we're putting in the work. We're starting to, make those calls and prospect, or maybe we're outlining and strategizing the game plan for our business. And we know that the results will come if we'll just start to plant these seeds. And in the springtime, you start to see some things blossom in your business. You start to see some things kind of work. And this is when you get really excited. This is when your motivation level kind of goes up and you're like, man, I see some really good things happening. And then what happens is we move into summertime. And that's when, I tell you, you just can't get anything wrong. You're crushing it. You've had times in your life where you feel like you're happy, you're motivated, people are attracted into your life to help you with areas that you're doing. Maybe your business is doing phenomenal at sales, or maybe you close that big deal, or maybe this summertime is when you're starting to truly see some of your goals get hit. But then what happens? What happens is the fall starts to settle in and things start to slow down a bit. And you can't quite figure it out. You start changing things up. You're trying to figure out why all of a sudden, things are going wrong. You're doing the same thing. What's going on, and why are things starting to get harder? And why can't the same things work? And you start to pivot, or things happen around you that you can't control, like the environment or the weather, or like this, all of the, the COVID-19 type stuff we've been dealing with, and things really start to get a little panicky, and you start to question where you're moving. You start to question your strategy. You start to change things up. Your faith and your belief kind of start to waver a little because you're not getting the same results. And then, undoubtedly, we all end up in this time of winter. And winter, that's a tough one. That's one that sometimes, and some of you may feel like you've been in the winter months for a long, long, long time, because it doesn't happen like the seasons, on the calendar. Sometimes, summer can be really short, and we go into this long fall or winter season where we're just struggling, right? Nothing seems to be working. You can't get it right. And you start to get discouraged and negative, and then that compounds and snowballs, and maybe you find yourself right now with more depression or anxiety or stress, and you just don't know how to get out of it. You don't know what to do. You feel like you've been in winter for so long, and you just don't know how to navigate it. You're just praying for a break. You just want some kind of a break to come your way. Well, here's the thing. Make no mistake, the springtime always comes. And that's the thing you got to understand about the seasons. The seasons happen regardless of whether you believe they're going to happen. They're going to happen. So there are some rules to these seasons that you need to understand. And I want you to maybe write this down, think about this, but I really want you to understand these things, because these are rules that are unrefutable. You can't change these. You can't go past them. They're going to happen no matter what. And the first one is you cannot skip a season. I mean, some of us get so positive. We're in the summertime and we're thinking, man, no matter what, like I'm gonna blow right past fall and winter and jump right into spring. But here's what you have to understand, and it's something I've learned over the course of my life. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how amazing things are. It doesn't matter how well things are going. You will not be able to skip a season. There will be a time that things slow down, and there will be a time that winter comes and that you're struggling. And we've all seen this in our life, both in our life and in our business. There are always times you're like, man, just when I think things are going good, I go back through this season. And the challenge is that most of us ride the waves of these seasons. We're up when it's going good and we're down when it's going bad. But what you have to understand is you can't skip a season. And the other thing you have to understand is you can't force yourself through a season. Seasons happen for a reason. And your perspective will help you possibly to shorten that season, but you really can't force the season, because there's a reason that we go through these seasons. So you can't force or skip a season. And that brings me kind of to a point that is hard to accept for many, and that is that winter is always going to come. It doesn't matter how optimistic, how deep in your faith you are, winter will come. Winter comes for a reason. It allows you to regroup. It humbles you. It allows you to pivot. It allows you to create new things. So your perspective on winter is very important. You can't get wrapped up in riding these seasons and these waves, because the next rule that I want to mention is that springtime always comes. Springtime will always come. Understand that no matter how tough it is right now, no matter how much you're going through, there will be a time that things start to blossom again, things start to go. And sometimes we keep ourselves inside winter because we're not understanding the fact that this is just part of life, that springtime will come. And also know that there are seasons we go through in every area of our life. So you might be going through a summertime in your business, but you might be going through winter in your relationships or your communication or part of your personal life. And that's okay. That's okay. Because if you understand that they're just seasons, then it'll help you to maintain and navigate through those. So let me just share with you what I believe and what I've heard and what I've seen is the number one key, because I know there's people that even during winter and even during fall are finding ways to shorten those seasons and to be productive in those seasons. And here's the key. So listen to me real close here. The secret to success in all 4 seasons is to always maintain the mindset that you're in summer. Let me say that again. The key for you to be successful, happy, fulfilled, and even progress in this life and grow personally is to try to maintain a summer mindset during all 4 seasons. You see, everything could be going wrong around you and in your environment, in your business or your relationships. But if you can maintain that mindset of the summer, it's going to give you the optimism, the faith, the confidence, the self-worth, the belief to make it through the winter and to make it through the fall and get to springtime. And then you'll be even more productive. See, some of us, our seasons last so long in the fall and the winter, and they go so quick in the summer because we're fearful that it's going to go away. And in the wintertime, we just feel like that's the way it is, and we get caught up in it and riding these waves. And the key to success in life and also into progress and results is to keep that summer mindset. So how do you do that? Look, I know we don't have a lot of time here, but I'm gonna remind you that in order to maintain the mindset of a summer, you've got to have daily rituals. You've got to create discipline even when your motivation and your inspiration is gone. Create those rituals. Meditate, work out, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your routine. You've got to have those rituals. Also, maintain a positive environment and surround yourself with like-minded, success-minded people because they'll carry you through those times. Because just like in business and in seasons, you might have people that you're working with that are going through summertime while you're going through winter. And that helps you to maintain that summer mindset. And finally, create faith. Because remember, belief might be based on your experiences, but faith is a decision to believe in the future vision of what you're trying to accomplish, to believe that the spring and the summertime will come, to believe that you're going to become the best version of yourself. That's just a decision. And that's faith, because you have to decide. That's something you have to be able to decide without having the evidence it's going to happen. And that's faith. And you got to maintain that to have a summer mindset. So here's my challenge for you. We're up on time. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more tomorrow about some great concepts I have. But my challenge to you today is, number one, to understand and accept that you and your business are going to have seasons. And number two, to create, cultivate, and maintain this mindset and vision of summertime all throughout the year. That's my goal for you today. I hope that's something that might be able to help you. Share that idea with people. If you feel like sharing will help you to also believe it, do it. And that's my message for you today. So my name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a phenomenal day, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.